Do you know what happened on 13 August annually? It's International Left-handedness Day, and I'm one of the person that celebrate it. But I also wonder, why am I the only one in my family that is left-handed? Is it because I'm never right? To discover the inheritance of my left-handed trait, I decided to make family pedigree. Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Aina Zanatul from Group HB1, and I will explain about family pedigree. What is family pedigree? It is a representation of family tree that shows how individuals within a family are related to each other in terms of presence of traits or inheritance disease. Why family pedigree is important? Family pedigree is important to analyze inherited disease or traits in the family. We can determine the inheritance of traits like having a widow's peak or a genetic disorder like colorblindness. By analyzing a pedigree, we can determine genotype, phenotype, and predict the probability of inheritance. It allows us to determine the type of inheritance, whether they are dominant, recessive, autosomal, or sex-linked. Therefore, we can tell the probability that an individual will have the trait themselves or could pass it on to the offspring. I said that family pedigree is extremely important in medical field for early assessment and prevention. Left-handedness is the preference to use left hand as the dominant hand for tasks such as writing or throwing ball. It is commonly known that 90% of world population is right-handed. Thus, it makes only 10% left-handed people in the world. Do you know that handedness begins to develop before birth? Research shows that around 9 to 10 weeks, fetus start to move their hand. In the second trimester, baby shows clear preference of handedness for sucking one thumb over the other. However, kids continue to switch hands for different tasks during early childhood. Thus, handedness becomes increasingly apparent as they grow and tends to be consistent throughout life. Why some people are left-handed? Initially, it was thought that a single gene controls handedness. However, the research used Genome-Wide Association Study (GWAS) conclude that handedness is polygenic, which is multiple gene inheritance. At least 40 loci of the genome contribute to left-handedness. Each of these genes has weak effect by itself, but together they play a significant role in developing this trait. However, scientists know that genes are responsible for only 25% in determining handedness. Many environmental factors contribute to this trend, such as prenatal environment, cultural influence, and random variation among individuals. So, what does it mean to be left-handed? Researchers have identified a few genes that is associated with left-handedness. For example, gene LRRTMI is associated with an increased chance of being left-handed in people with dyslexia. Other than that, 2015 Yale University study shows that left-handed people are at a greater risk of psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia. Let's take a look at the pedigree for left-handedness trait in my family. There are standard ways to construct family pedigree. Basically, squares represent males and circles represent females. Horizontal line connecting two individuals indicate marriage, and the vertical line of it indicates children they had. At least 3 generations is needed to be included. Here I managed to construct 5-generation family pedigree. It's very much like preschool family tree. The main difference is that if an individual has a genetic trait, it will be shaded. If left-handedness is considered as autosomal recessive inheritance, left-handed couples would have 100% chance of getting left-handed offspring too. But the subfamily here does not show that pattern. This happened due to the overall chance of being left-handed is relatively very low, thus most children of left-handed parents are right-handed. To conclude, family pedigree is a powerful clinical data source as well as a distinct representation of inherited traits in a family. Left-handedness seems like an insignificant trait. However, analyzing this trait along with other associated diseases allows us to discover the correlation between left-handedness and other diseases. Therefore, we could effectively emphasize the need for lifestyle change to prevent such disease and provide a roadmap to aid in decisions about these changes.